800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
So are those the earrings you were in?
Yes. I know, right? I hadn't heard of the hair thing. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. This is Lady Diana, your host of Positivity Toolbox. And with me, I have a special guest. You can introduce yourself if you'd like, ma'am.
My name's Vanessa. Hey,
Yeah.
you know how they do that roll call?
Yes.
Anyway, Vanessa, on Facebook, I'm Vanessa Raqs, Raqs.
Yes. And there's a reason for that.
Yes, Raqs means dance in Arabic, Raqs. And so when I was in Egypt dancing, I just put that on my Facebook profile so it'd be easier for people to remember.
Right.
And then they could just, So my website, my Instagram, Facebook, and all of that is Vanessa Raqs.
Nice. I love it. I've always loved that you've called yourself that. It's like you've changed your name.
Well, no.
Without changing your name.
Well, it's funny. And also they if they do a Google search, Vanessa Raqs comes up, or Vanessa of Cairo.
Right.
So they when I do workshops and seminars and stuff like that, that's usually how they bill me.
Yeah.
For those, because there's other Vanessas, in the world.
There's a lot of Vanessas in the world, I would say.
Yeah.
I think I've met a lot of Vanessas in my life.
Yeah, but it's funny though, because it's a little scary sometimes. Like, somebody will Google you and they're like, dang. And it's like that it all comes up right there. So it's a little, it's a little scary. But yeah, my dad made me promise not to use my real last name on Facebook.
Right.
So that's how it all happened.
Okay.
You're welcome, Dad.
That's actually really clever too, especially if you're doing what you're doing. You're traveling. You're always at events and different places. And it's kind of like this training that I'm going through right now with my real estate. It's talking about like being on defense mode, like paying attention and being aware of your surroundings, because we are in potentially, when you're posting constantly where you're at 24/7 or where you're going, or just the fact that I'm a realtor, right? And that they know that they can get me in a close vicinity without other people around. And for you, they have you around other people, but they can catch you when you're alone, right?
Oh, for sure. And and it's weird that we have to keep our head on a swivel like that now. It is a little it's a little concerning, but it's true. But this is why actually, I have my show schedule and stuff like that, but I really kind of sometimes don't post things until after it happened, unless it's something that I want people to be there for.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, yeah.
Because then they can't follow you. They can't stalk you. They don't know where, you just say, had a wonderful time at, and then you can just post it afterwards. And so that's the other thing. Like when people go on vacation and they get their house broken into, because people can find out who you are. It's so easy. They just look you up and see your address. So yeah, I've gotten a little bit better about trying to protect. And I think it's sad that we have to, but I think you got to be realistic and try to do your best to, kind of safeguard yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why I'm excited. I'm excited in learning new things on how I can protect myself.
Yes.
Because people do know where I'm at. Like here, I'm safe because like you can't get in unless somebody lets you in.
Yeah, and there's glass.
Yes.
So good luck. You know what I mean? Like you would be on display.
Right, exactly. You would be. Everybody can see coming like that are looking in. So,
oh my goodness, did you see the video? There's this video that was going around recently. It's of this girl. She let a guy into her the apartment gym. Like how the apartment complexes will have their own gym.
Yes.
And so she had seen him in there before. So she sees the guy and she just lets him in because you just you think this is just a person that works out here. Well, he ended up trying to attack her. And I don't know if she had studied jujitsu or learned some, self-defense moves or whatever.
Right.
But she ended up pushing back, fighting back, and then beat the crap out of him. And it's on a security camera in there, and he got arrested and all that. But I mean, it's yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. That's what my husband was talking to me about too. He was like, honey, and this is really good to talk about too, because we want to think positive thoughts, but we are in a world where there is some negativity.
There's some
right?
weirdos out there. You got to
Yes.
be ready for it.
And you have to be ready, because not everybody, and that's, here I am, Miss Bubbly Positivity,
Sure.
always loving everybody.
Yeah.
So my husband does worry about that, because
you're so friendly.
I am.
People could get the wrong idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So he was talking to me about how I should probably look into doing more self-defense classes.
100%. You know what? We should find out about some in the area and
I
then like
know.
go take, because so I do boxing, and
Right.
boxing is great. It's really good. But most fights are going to end up on the ground
Right.
at the end anyway, which is why, learning some of those. Yeah, I think a self-defense class for women would be an amazing thing to do.
Yeah.
In fact, I was just telling one of my friend, her niece, we were talking about that and how she was going to do that this summer. But yeah, I think it's something that your husband is right.
Yeah.
Like it never hurts. It
Nope.
never hurts to know what the few things that you could do.
Yes.
I love boxing, and I do it every week, and it's great exercise and so much fun. But at the end of the day, usually people aren't going to be fair, and it's not going to just be punches. I mean, people,
Yeah.
it's going to end up on the floor.
Right. Typically. And when you're in those kinds of situations, if you're not continuing something like that, like a defense class or, something along those, like Tai Chi or Taekwondo or something, grappling, you're not going to really, in that moment, you're, it's fight or flight that kicks in. Yes. But also
If
you
you
got to think, if you
freeze,
freeze up, you've never been in this situation before.
yes.
You got to think of those things.
So doing something is better than doing nothing.
Mhm.
And even if it's just a little bit of something, definitely you're giving yourself a fighting chance. But elbows are good.
Yes.
So for look, I'm not an expert, but I'm just a dance instructor. I'm not, but I will say elbows. If you're able to, if somebody gets you on the ground and you're able to pin them and then you stay down really close and you get towards the front, you can't be up because that's when they can hit you in the face or,
Right.
roll
your
you over,
face.
but you get really close and then you can, elbow them, hammer fist, hold them. But
Get them in the groin. If
yeah,
it's a dude and you're a
then
chick,
run off.
groined.
Yes.
Get him in the groin as hard as you can. Even if you got to touch it and twist it.
Snap
That's what they
it.
say. They say, grab it, twist it. That's going to get them down.
That's horrible and probably effective.
It's very
I wonder if we
effective.
have any volunteers who would like to try.
Right? I know.
Would you?
We need to try. We need to practice this.
Yeah, we need to see if it works.
Also, one of the things that they told me is a tactical pin. So I have a tactical pin now, and I'm going to
Oh.
be carrying that with me all the time.
Oh.
Yes, it's in my purse actually currently.
Oh.
Yes. And it has all kinds of different nifty tools on it that can help you through all kinds of things throughout the day.
That's cool. But also, are you going to be like, excuse me, sir, could you hold on 1 second while I get out my, you're like digging through your
Well,
purse?
you have it, it has a clip on it and you can clip it right on your shirt right here where you can grab it really quick. It's got a flashlight on it too that blinks and it blinds you. I will
Okay.
show you.
Okay.
And you could blind somebody and keep them like they don't have a visual. So if you don't have any visual, you can't really do anything. Then you unscrew it to where you get it to the pin part where you can stab somebody in the eye.
That sounds awesome.
Right? I mean,
welcome to Positivity Toolbox.
Right?
First, we're going to blind you. Then we're going to stab you in the eye. We're going to grab your junk and twist it. We're going to give you the old tomahawk elbow and we're going to knee you in the nads.
That's
Happy Monday.
Right? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Well, this is good information because, again, we even though you want to have a positive mindset throughout your day,
sure,
you still have to be mindful and aware of your surroundings. And so, and that's in everything. That's in every job title. You can't, and that's what's sad, and that's what I want to talk about, is the positive, like, honestly and realistically, you cannot think that everybody has the best intentions.
This is really interesting. I like to listen to talk radio
Mhm.
and, radio because it also helps me have ideas and it makes you kind of reevaluate or assess your own opinions that you
Absolutely.
may have, but you don't really think about it until somebody else is talking about it.
Right.
They were just talking about, the difference between facts, opinions, or sometimes people will say something to you, but they don't have your best interest at heart.
Nope. No.
And so sometimes people do the right things for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
And it's definitely one of those things that it's unfortunate because I always tried to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I think I still do,
Yep.
until somebody does something that isn't great, I'll give people a chance.
Right.
But it's kind of sad where you have to kind of second guess like what people's intentions or motivations are.
Yeah.
I was never manipulated to think like that.
No.
I think times were also simpler back in the day.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys would agree, but things have changed. Even
Yes.
songs have changed, the way movies have changed. A lot of things, it just used to be simpler. And now there's a lot out there, especially with social media,
Yes.
shaming people. And, I mean, I'm sure some things that we probably said 20 years ago, we'd get in trouble for saying now, but
Absolutely.
it was simple back then. It was just like people just said their opinions and nobody
Yeah.
really thought twice about it. You either liked it or you didn't. You
Yeah.
either dealt with it or you moved on or whatever. So for you, what would you say would be something that you've recently dealt with?
So I've recently dealt with, I'm not a bad looking woman.
No,
I
you're totally cute.
Oh, thank you.
She's so humble. I'm not a bad look. You're hot. You're
Thank you.
like hashtag goals.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
And now you're blushing.
I am. I'm
Ladies and
blushing.
gentlemen, she's blushing. Lady Diana.
Yeah. And so, but I get these comments and things that are directed to me sometimes that, that have made me uncomfortable
Mm,
and to make me rethink like, okay, you know what? That's one person I probably don't need to be alone with in a room
mm,
ever.
right.
And so I have had recent situations like that that have come up.
Mm,
Absolutely. Uh, and you won't, and again, like you, I don't want to think that they're capable of something like that, because the majority of the people that know me know that I am married and that I love my husband.
yeah.
But again, you have to have it's situational awareness. You have to be aware of your situation, where you're at, be open to look, yes, they might be saying very nice things, it's very flattering. I really appreciate it. And sometimes it can get kind of dirty.
Hmm.
And it's like,
But see, yes, people have no filter anymore. It's like
no.
they got ballsy in the wrong way. It's like, there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, I'd love to take you to dinner," but then it's like there's this line that gets so easily crossed, and I don't know if it's because people are doing things via text
Right.
or online, but yeah, it can get inappropriate. It's like, would you say that in front of your mom?
Right,
you
exactly.
know,
Like, would you say that on the first date? Like,
well, people will
right?
say anything these days. I think that online dating has messed up a lot of things
Yeah.
because now it's just like swipe. It's like easy come, easy go.
Yep.
And then some people they're not even really trying to date anybody. They're just trying to hook up, which, no judgment, but it's definitely, it's gotten kind of cheap.
Yeah.
And I think it's made people not place the value where it belongs. Now
Right.
look, if you are single and you're just wanting to mingle, I mean, you
Do
you can go to
you?
a bar, you can go to a gym, you can go anywhere in the world and find somebody if you want, or online. But
Yeah.
I think it's made people um, lose their manners and kind
Absolutely.
of forget that like you don't have the right to say certain things and they shouldn't expect us like when like you're somewhere and somebody goes, "Oh, you're so pretty, you should smile." It's
Yeah.
like, well, why should I smile for you?
Right.
Like, why should I smile for you? Did you like, do I know you?
Yeah.
And I mean, that sounds horrible because I will smile at people. I had to learn when I lived in New York City, like you can't just look people in the eye and smile at them. That they then you're going to get some psycho person that's going to follow you, wherever you're going.
They get the wrong
You
idea.
gotta, keep the eyes down. I mean, head on a swivel,
Wow.
but yeah, but you can't be this open, bright, bubbly thing because you'll attract.
I will remember that when I go to New York because I really want to go. That's on my bucket
Yeah,
list.
when you're on the train, don't be like tee hee hee, like looking at everyone and smiling. I mean, if there's some nice lady, that happens to look at you, I mean, you're a human being, you can do that. But
Right.
I had to learn, like, you can't just be throwing that out there because somebody's going to catch it and
Wow.
they're going to take it the wrong way.
That is so hard for me because I like to smile at people. I like to brighten people's day. I'm a light,
Yeah.
I
You can be a light, but you got to be a smart light.
yeah, okay. So in New York, I need to be a smart light. I
Yeah,
got it.
be a
I
smart
got it.
light.
All right, I love it. I love it.
A
Man.
discerning light.
Yes, yes. So but I think that's facts wherever you are too. I think like sometimes like especially when you've been out at the bar, you're drinking a little bit, you've got those that are around you that are drinking too, and being mindful and awareness of that. If you're smiling at them a lot
They're
because
gonna
they're looking at you and they're smiling at you,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you don't want to
they are
be
going to take the wrong.
rude. Like
No,
I try never to make somebody, unless they did something horrible, I always try to give them even like the benefit of the doubt.
right, absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's true at bars and situations like that. And I think that those situations can lend themselves to more drama
Yeah.
if you're not careful. But
Yes.
like even if you're driving in your car, have you ever had people like I've had people follow me for like 15 miles,
Yes. I have
and they
too.
see me in my car and then they're just like, hey, and they kind of pull up and slow down and pull, but they might be wanting to race also. But yeah,
Right.
that happens too sometimes. But
Yeah.
yeah, but they'll look and it's like so it's like you're not even safe when you're driving in your own vehicle.
No, it's
You know,
sad. It's a little sad. I'm not gonna lie.
I was in Egypt recently in Cairo, and I had forgotten, how different it is there. And as a foreigner, and even if you're wearing like what we would consider to be normal clothes, people will kind of stare at you. And here, I mean, I guess I realized it isn't that bad here now,
Right.
real truly, but you go to another country and everyone's like looking, at the, who's this foreign girl, and I'd forgotten kind of how exhausting
Yeah.
that can be, when you're just trying to maneuver and like just get through your day. So, I guess we got to appreciate all of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate getting to drive around in a car, even if, people might follow you for 15 miles, at least you got your own car.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. But be mindful and awareness.
for
I think
sure.
that's what we're getting at is, just to be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what can potentially happen.
Mm.
Not to put a negative insight on it, or anything like that, but just to be aware, and be mindful and looking out because you're important.
Yeah, and you might help somebody else out too,
Yeah,
there might be
absolutely.
somebody else that they had this when I was in London. They had a lot of signs up for like if you see somebody getting sexually assaulted, and it was like in public places, like how to diffuse the situation. Like literally, they had lists of like, ask somebody what time it is, ask somebody where the next, where the train is going, or what a stop is, or do something to kind of basically insert yourself in there in a manner that makes the person stop.
Right.
So it could be verbally or whatever, but I just thought, man, they have this written down.
Yeah,
Like it's something that happens.
it is.
If
Absolutely.
for them to make a poster, because like they always had that, like even in New York, in the subway and at the airports, if you see something, say something. But that was usually about somebody leaving a bag somewhere unattended, and you're like, oh, could this be a bomb or something? But I never thought of it as like people just being harassed in a public place and you helping them,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
And that's what, and I feel like that is a big part of being aware too, because you do want to be able to help somebody else out. If you see something that looks sketchy or see something that doesn't look right, definitely insert yourself. And that tactical pin that I was talking about, it has a whistle. So you can
I'm
also
sorry.
blow a whistle and flash the light in their eyes to grab other people to know that, hey, I'm in trouble. I need some help here.
That's
So be
hysterical.
aware of listening to whistles too, because whistles are an indicator that somebody's in trouble.
I'm sorry, but that took me right back to high school. I'd be like, how dorky is that? But I guess it is effective.
It is. It's very
But you know what I
effective.
mean? Like, it
Yes.
just, yeah.
And you yell at your attacker very sternly. You don't sound like, "Stop, stop." You wanna be like, "Stop."
Yeah, well, I'd be screeching. I mean, I would definitely. I know how to scream. We're gonna spare everybody that, but
Right.
caca.
Caca.
But yeah, it would be unpleasant and would definitely get some attention.
Yeah. And let people know where you're at, where you are too, somebody you trust. let them know, hey, I'm going to this place. Like when you were in London, did
Good.
you have anybody that you would have been able to reach out with, like that you were there working with possibly, and said, hey, I'm going to go check out this new place. I just want to
Oh,
let you know that's where I'm at.
the girl who hosted me for this event, she was awesome. She actually took me around everywhere. So
Oh, that's
so we were
awesome.
together. So
That's
we
good.
didn't, yeah. And
So go in
she,
pairs.
yeah, no, we did. But she even said, she's like, London, there's like a lot of stabbings and stuff. She's like, there's certain
Wow.
places where, but it's not like here where you can easily carry guns. So
Right.
people do, they find other weapons that are, easier to get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So I was never alone in London on this trip, but when I went to Tokyo, I went around by myself. And I never really was all that afraid to go around places by myself. But yeah, this time I was lucky enough to have her with me, showing me all the cool stuff. It was awesome. It was I loved London. It was like a bigger, cooler New York.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, like old architecture, cobblestones, like just old buildings with like, real history.
Yeah.
And then new modern stuff right next to it. So, there's this whole dichotomy, and all different sections of London have these different vibes. There's Camden is like one thing, and Soho is like different, and all these different places. It's kind of like New York. You have these
Yeah.
little neighborhoods and areas, and they all have like kind of different vibes to it. It was really cool.
That is really cool. So I've been to England, but I didn't get to go to London. So that's on my bucket list too. But yeah, I went to England. So I remember the beautiful like housing,
Were you
and
in the country?
I was in Ipswich.
Okay.
So not the country so much. I was more, I don't know, kind of close to London, but not
Mm,
close enough to where we had time to go to London.
right.
So it was fun though. I
Mhm.
had a great time. We stayed with my mom's best friend at the time and her family.
Awesome.
Yes.
It's always good when you can stay with people who are from there.
Yeah, I
I feel
agree.
like you get a different experience than, just like looking at a tourist guide of things to do.
Yes.
But I think travel really gives you perspective and helps you appreciate like the similarities and the differences.
Right.
If you see a system that's working over there, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Like they have double-decker buses, like these red buses. They're so cute.
They are really cool.
With a little spiral staircase. It's awesome. But like a double-decker bus is so smart. Like, why don't we have those in America most of the time? Like I mean, they have like the ones like the tourist ones, but like
Yeah.
these are like the regular buses. That makes so much sense. You could fit more people in there.
Right.
It's fun. I don't know. It was just cool. Like
That is cool.
it was weird to be driving on the wrong side of the street.
Yeah, that was weird. I would say that definitely was a weird thing for me too. I was a bit younger. I was about maybe 15, I think,
Mm,
14 or 15 when I was in England, and it was very odd because in Germany you drive on the right side of the road.
mhm.
So, and that's where
Egypt
I grew up.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Egypt
in
too.
Egypt, it's like they drive like us. But what was weird is when I went to Australia, they had so if I remember, I could be wrong, but they had the driver on the wrong side of the road, but then they drove on like ours. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I could be wrong, but I went to like go sit down like in the car, and it was like she's like, that's the driver's seat. And I was like, oh, but for some reason I was thinking that Australia that they had the steering wheel just like in England on
Right.
the opposite side, but that they drove like us. But I need to look that up now. That's
Yeah,
gonna
that is.
bother
I
me.
think that Australia, they do have their vehicles with the wheel on the wrong side of the road, but I do feel like they drive on the right side of the road.
That makes I mean, that's even more confusing.
That
Like,
is
how
so
do you like,
confusing.
what's the point in that?
I don't know. That is
Who
something we
made that
should look
rule?
up. Yeah, we need to look that up for sure. That's hilarious. I never thought of it that way. But
It
again, awareness, like that's what we're kind of talking about, self-care and awareness
Oh,
today.
yes. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
self-care,
Yes.
self-care.
But that is like being in defense mode, some like, but not negative, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like that is definitely self-care. You want to take care of yourself. So you want to be able to be aware of your surroundings. And if you're traveling, I think this is perfect insight too, because you want to be aware of where you're going.
Absolutely. And yeah, you should always have your head on a swivel, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But, about other types of self-care, people think, I think people sometimes feel guilty
Yeah.
about that, and it's like, how are you going to take care of all the other things in your life or people in your life
Right.
if you don't take care of yourself?
That's exactly right.
And a lot of women, I feel like, guys, if they want to go to the gym, it's like they'll go after work or they'll make the time, and it's like people can kind of justify that. But for women, I feel like women have a really hard time saying,
Yeah.
I'm going to take the time out to go do yoga, or I'm going to take the time out to go do this class because it's important to me. It's important that I get my energy levels up and feel good so that I could go out there and be, the best mom or be the best wife or be, whatever, be the
Yeah.
best person. Those things don't define you, but yeah, I
But that lack of will be a lack of with all of the stuff going on in your household too. And I feel like it will bring chaos if you're not taking care of yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think that, my friend and I were talking about our mothers in that generation. Like, you had children, and that was the priority, which is great. But I hate to say it, but the idea of, they let themselves go kind
Right.
of.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, well, if you have this much time in the day and you set aside some time for you, not only are you going to feel better, it's good for your mental capacity. It's good for your state of mind.
Yeah.
It's good for your health. It kind of gives you more energy to be able to do things, but it keeps you healthier longer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are those that don't like to work out. So find another outlet of some kind of activity that you do enjoy doing. If you like taking walks, take walks.
Yeah.
That's being active and it's helping with your memorization. Because one big thing with memory is working out your brain and that's working out your body.
They have these cool apps that, like I see them on Instagram, like they have like these dance programs.
Oh yes, those are cool.
Yeah. So
Yes.
say if you even feel kind of shy because you don't really want to go to a class,
Yeah.
you can actually watch those and learn some stuff. I think that's incredible, the stuff that's available. But then I think there's so many things available now that it can be overwhelming, and
Right.
people take it for granted, like, oh, I could always do that. But it's like, no, but you like take that time. Take the time to rest, take the
Mhm.
time. What's one of your favorite things to do?
I like to work out and meditate. Those are my
Mhm.
favorite things to do.
Like, so your workouts, like what?
I go to Hot Works.
Oh,
I really
yes.
enjoy Hot Works.
I
That's my
like it
favorite
too.
place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
I
I got you there, I think, didn't I?
so, I had been there before. Didn't
Right.
you? Was it no, it wasn't. I'm trying to remember, but no, we were gonna go. We were gonna go, and then something happened. We were gonna meet there. But yeah, no, I've been there
Oh,
before.
all right,
Look
we
at
are gonna
that.
take a quick break, guys, so make sure to stay tuned because Vanessa and I have a lot more stuff to talk about when it comes to self-care and taking care of you.
Whoop, whoop.
Woo woo, we'll see you in just a minute.
Accelerated Graphics and Signs, 101 East Renfro, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, can handle all of your graphic needs. Need a banner or promotional products for your business? They got you covered. T-shirts and caps for your group. All you need to figure out is if you want them screen printed or embroidered. How about some slick graphics on that hot ride to make you stand out from the crowd? Accelerated Graphics and Signs can handle anything you throw at them. Located at 101 East Renfro Street, Sweet C in Burleson, Texas, go in and see them. Call them at 817-991-0523 or reach them on the web at www.acceleratedgraphics.net. They are loud and proud and want to serve you. Accelerated Graphics.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleburne, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleburne, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
You're listening to JoCo Community Radio.
All right. Hello. Welcome back to JoCo Community Radio. We are proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoCo.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch. And the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more at JoCoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844-839-4245. That's 844-839-4245. Be sure to dress your arms and more at thetiffy.com. All right. So we were talking about self-care. We're gonna take it back. I want to bring up the fact that both. So I messaged you this morning, and I was like, I am wearing my workout clothes,
and I was like, great. That sounds perfect. Because when you're already dressed to go work out, I feel like it just makes it so much easier to just go and do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then there's a rigmarole, like you can talk yourself out of it or whatever. But if you just have like a little sundress or something easy to throw on in your car afterwards, then you just go get your workout done. So what's your workout? What are you going to do today?
I haven't decided. So I did core last. So I'm thinking about doing either the hot warrior, or I'm going to do maybe the hot bar. I really like the hot bar none.
So this is okay. So we're going back to this is Hot Works.
Yes.
And so they have these different formats. For those of you who aren't familiar with this format, it is really cool. They have these infrared saunas that are like little tiny rooms, and there's no more than 3 people that can go in them, but they're open 24 hours a day. So you could go in there and, get a workout at any time. You've got a door code, but they've got these videos. It's like an ongoing loop of the same class that they do for a certain amount of time. With different topics. So they have like a cycle one, which I always like the cycle one, because you just get in there and you don't even, you know what I mean? I just like that. Like, you just hop on the bike. But there's a rowing one, cycle one, and then there's like the yoga one. There's the Pilates. There's a booty bands,
core butt, or hot buns. Hot buns. That's what it's called. Hot butt, hot buns.
And then they have one that's like you can do weights and stuff out in the other area. It's not in the infrared, but they have like it's like a video of different exercises with timing, which I think is really cool too.
I think it's called the RX Zone.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's called RX Zone.
But it's awesome because they've got options for everybody.
Yeah.
So like if you're injured, first of all, the infrared sauna is so good. Yeah, this is making me want to go.
You should go with me. Maybe we go together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Let's do it.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Yay.
You talked me into it.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. And I like to do weights. Like I do boxing, and then I do weights, and then I take hip hop, and I do I teach dance. I never really considered dance. I mean, dance is exercise, but I don't consider it like a workout.
Oh, I do.
Well, it is in a way, but if you're used to doing it all the time, you got to do different stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good to switch it up. So that's why I think like also like going and doing Hot Works, if I haven't done it in a while, is always great, because it's like it's just a different way of doing things.
See, I want to get into hip hop.
So I
really do.
I go to fitness.
I miss it.
I go to Fitness Connection gym, and I just pay like $10 a month. It's so worth it, and they've got really good classes. So the guy that I like to take from, his name's Ken.
Yeah,
he teaches on Tuesday nights at the Hewlin location at 6:30 p.m.
Nice.
And he used to teach at 24. I think he still does, but like back in the day, his classes were so packed. This is back when before COVID, when 24-hour fitness was 24 hours.
Right. Yes.
But they had like tons of classes. Anyway, he built up his classes. I mean, he was so popular. So when I saw that he was on the schedule at Fitness Connection, I signed up. Like literally, if all I do is take his class once a week, it's still worth it.
Is it in Fitness Connection? That's in Crowley, isn't it?
The one that so there's Planet Fitness in Crowley,
Oh,
and
okay, maybe that's what
I
I'm
have 2
thinking.
memberships. In fact, actually today I have to go renew my membership at Fitness Connection. I mean at Planet Fitness because I paid for like a year
Yeah.
upfront, so you can get a discount as well if you do that. I paid for a year upfront and got a really good rate, so I need to go do that because I went to the gym yesterday and there's like a new guy there, and he's like, "Who are you?" And like, "I can't let you in." I'm like, he called the GM and he's like, no, just come in tomorrow and pay for it. And he's like, I've been here a month. And I was like, I've been gone a month. I've been out of town.
Right.
So, but yeah. So Fitness Connection, I pay $10 a month. Planet Fitness, it's about $10 a month. And then you've got options. So
Right.
I like to be able to go to a place that's the option of having 24 hours accessibility.
Right. Same.
And then I like the classes at the other one.
Yeah.
And so you just, it's not, I feel like it's a very important investment. It's not too much to spend $20 or $30 or even $40, $150 on yourself and fitness per month. It's worth
Absolutely.
it. And people could say, oh, I can't afford it, but they can afford to go buy stuff they don't need all the time.
Right. Absolutely.
You see people just like, you don't have to go to Starbucks every day.
Nope.
That you could save that money, make coffee at home, use that money for your gym membership. Like there's no excuse.
There is no excuse.
If
And the only excuse that you're making is, you're trying to limit you're putting limits on yourself for one, or you're making excuses, right?
people don't want to do it and they'll spend the money on the things they want and then they'll complain about it. That's why I've had this happen all the time where somebody will say, "Oh, I wish I would love to go to the gym with you." I'm like, "Okay." And I give them times and options and I like go out of my way to, try to reach out. Very rarely does anybody actually ever
Stick with it.
go through with it.
Yeah.
They don't even stick with it. They don't even go.
Oh, they don't even start.
They complain about, "Oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. Oh, I would love to go to the gym." I'm like, "Come on." I'm there like several times a week, like different times. Let's go.
Yep.
I also started working out with a trainer, just to get some different exercises and different types of things, just to have a little. It's always good to have some knowledge and
Oh,
change it
absolutely.
up. And I said, "Hey, if you want to come work out with me when I'm with the trainer, it's not that much extra. You can just, jump in."
Right.
I think that's a great way to have accountability,
Yep.
for your health. But yeah, I I think it's really cool that you do yoga and the meditation. I think that's a great way for self-care as
Yes,
well.
it is. It is. Like, and my meditation is really important for me because I need that calmness, and
Mm,
I need to shut my mind down and
yes.
not have my mind going 24/7 because again, I have the gift of ADHD. And so for me to
It
take the
is a
time to
gift.
meditate, it is a gift. It is a gift. And I take the time to actually quiet my mind. Oh, you're good. I actually use it to quiet my mind and relax, and my brain appreciates it because even at night, like, I need to start. One of the things that I'm going to be starting to focus on too is making sure that I'm meditating before bed
Mm,
because
you can visualize.
yep.
Yep. I had a friend who does that. He always listens to like these inspirational, like, things you can like look up on YouTube or whatever. And
Right.
so
And the
he'll
Calm
listen to
app.
that.
I'm all about the Calm app. I use the Calm app 24/7
That's cool.
all throughout the day. I
But
even use it for my work, like to stay focused.
even like visualization,
Mhm.
that could be like a sort of meditation. But I feel like that even sets an intention, because if you don't have an intention, it's hard to accomplish
Right.
those things. But you set that intention, and then your everything starts to align and go towards that, even without you really realizing. And all of a sudden, have you ever like written something down, like, hey, I was going to do this, or in a text message you write it down, like you're telling somebody you're going to be doing something,
Yeah.
and then like maybe a month later you're like, oh, I did that, and then you realize I wrote it down. Like sometimes even just writing it down
Yeah.
helps it
Helps.
happen.
Yes. 100%.
But I feel like that's a huge thing that we kind of don't do.
No. No. And that's so I have started to incorporate a lot of things into my daily schedule and my daily life only because there's so much distraction. Your phone is one of your biggest distractions. So what I've noticed is instead of taking care of ourselves, we're so busy on looking at like just getting so consumed on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram or our television, these, the various of different TV shows that are out there. And we look at these people and we're like, oh, I want that. I want to look like that, or I want to be like that. And instead of, you know, turning that off and being that, we're so consumed in all of that that's taking away from what we really want to
The real
do.
life.
Yeah, real life and what we really want to achieve in life.
Yeah, well, it's about, yeah, like the experiences. So we're
Yep.
too busy watching other people do the experiences that you yourself wish you would do, but you're making yourself tired
Yeah.
by watching everybody else, that you
Right.
don't focus on your own development and experience.
Right.
You're man, that is, I was just having a conversation with somebody about how we are all, without getting like too conspiracy theory here, but in general, we are all kind of manipulated uh, through television and
Yep.
ads and social media. It makes us want things. It makes us want to buy things. It makes us want to look a certain way. It makes us want to, drive that car or have that phone. And it's true. It's like, remember back in the day when things used to like hold up? Like you
Yeah.
bought a pair of shoes and they lasted forever, and now everything just falls apart or that doesn't update. So you're forced to get a new one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, then we have these filters now, and then there's surgery. So like now unrealistic is the norm. And you see these ads too, and it's like, it could be Photoshop, but people look at it and they're like, oh, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
It's like now
Or these pills to
anything.
help you lose weight that, the
Enjoy.
yeah. There's not a pill that's gonna help you lose weight. I'm sorry.
I
You have
mean,
to put forth it can help you maybe boost and help you, like, not want to eat as
I
much.
don't, yeah, I don't even think that's healthy. I mean, I've taken some
Right.
energy pill. Well, back in the day, we we used to take hydroxycut, like
Yes.
before,
Oh, I did
back when
too.
people, had heart attacks on it because it was
Right. Or that
awesome.
Jack one, what was it? The Jackers,
Oh, I never took, I
the
don't know what that.
yellow jacket Jackers or
Oh,
something? I was
something.
taking those, yes.
I
No,
mean,
not good for you.
boy, you sure got a lot done.
Right.
But I mean, you definitely have to eat, because I remember I was taking these like animal cuts, and it's really good. It was like it kind of helped you kind of shed water, like for people that were doing maybe fitness competitions or whatever. There's like these, and it was a bunch of pills. So I mean, it's like you like, it's hard to just like even choke them all down.
Right,
Just like,
right.
but you have to eat. So I made the mistake, one morning, not having eaten and taking them. And I got sick. Like I couldn't,
Oh,
yeah, like my system couldn't, but you know what I mean? It was just too
yeah.
much. But yeah, there's definitely, I believe that we've all gotten so used to these quick fixes that
Yes.
people aren't wanting to like truly do the work. But it's about consistency and doing that work. Just like if you
Yes.
set up those systems for yourself, like a daily meditation, like you create a system so that you can be consistent, setting yourself up for success. Same thing with, how you eat or how you work out. Um,
It
y
all factors in together.
Yeah, for sure, but you can make small adjustments. You don't have to, like, go on a huge diet. You can make tiny adjustments,
Yeah,
and every little bit makes a difference, and over time, it does make a difference.
absolutely.
You could
Like,
look
you
at.
can cut things out, like, if you feel like so for me, I had to cut bread out
Mm,
because I felt like bread was making me feel bloated
yeah,
every time I ate it, and
mm,
I was like, "Okay, there's something to this. My
mhm,
body is wanting to reject this for some reason or another, and I just need to let it go."
mhm,
And so I did. I cut that out.
yeah,
And learning what your body wants and what your
mm,
body is craving is huge. Like, I still eat sugar. I still eat sweet stuff and everything, So there is that. Oh, Tiffany says, "Good morning, beautiful ladies.
good
Good morning, Tiff."
morning.
See it, believe it, receive it. That's right. But you
Yes,
have to put forth the action. You really do. And that's where so for me, I have now there was mornings, like the last couple mornings, and you use excuses. You have these
yes,
things that you put as a crutch. So
we
like
all do it.
pain. Yeah, exactly. Pain. It takes a lot for me to do and be in a crunch position for too terribly long. My neck and my shoulders, due to Rex, have been in a lot of pain. So now instead of me using that excuse, I go see the chiropractor more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying attention and listening to my chiropractor. They need to see me 3 times a week for 24 days, I think it was, or something, 24 something for a long time. I have to go 3 times a week. That's how bad off I am. So that explains why I've been in so much pain. So now I'm seeing a wellness chiropractor, not just a chiropractor, a wellness chiropractor, which I firmly believe in. And I'm going to talk to them
Yes.
about possibly sponsoring my show. Let's go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. And so I think that when you have that, you know, now I've found I found a solution to my problem. Instead of making excuses, I found a solution to create what I want to continue to do. I want to continue to work out. I want to be able to hold that crunch longer so that I can better myself and be healthier and feel healthier, right? So I'm putting that now, and I've implemented that. One of the other things that was an excuse for me, I was not wanting to get up in the morning.
So hard.
It is like
I'm not a
today,
morning person.
right?
I wouldn't have been up this early if it hadn't been for your show, but I'm glad, you know,
Right.
because it makes you do it. Don't you feel a sense of accomplishment?
Absolutely.
You know, but yeah. So
Yeah.
what have you been doing to try to help yourself with that?
So I've been implementing, so Mondays and Fridays, I don't have to be somewhere after the show, or I don't
Okay.
have something going on typically that much after the show. So Mondays and Fridays are my sleep in days where I get here on time for you, but I don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I typically get up at 5:15, the latest every morning.
That sounds horrible.
It is work, and it took a lot of dedication and a lot of motivation. Well, it wore me out. So I had to figure out something that was going to benefit me because of all of my other extra activities that I do on the weekends, the late nights sometimes. It was really getting to me, and it was really hurting me and wanting to get up that early in the morning.
Yeah.
So I had to come up with a solution. My solution is Mondays and Fridays are my sleep in. I get to sleep in until like 7:30. I wear my gym clothes so that I do not work out. She said that was so funny. What was so funny? Now we missed it because we've been talking more.
I'm so funny all the time. I forgot which funny
It
was
does
the
sound
funny.
horrible.
Yeah, dude. Look, if I'm up at 5 in the morning, it's usually because I hadn't gone to sleep yet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm having fun.
Yeah. And for me, yeah, that has been sometimes too where I haven't been able to go back to sleep. But so Mondays and Fridays are my sleep in. Tuesdays through Thursdays are I have to get up at 5:15 the latest and go work out and have my day scheduled that way.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it does feel good to get it done.
Yes.
I will say that. See, so because of like my lifestyle, teaching dance classes and doing shows in the evening, for me, like 9 p.m. is when I start to perk up and feel alive.
Right.
Like it doesn't even matter like what I've been doing. It's like, it's like go time. Like for years, you're doing dinner shows, 7 p.m., and maybe not finishing until, you'd work in the hotels, and then there'd be like nightclubs in Cairo, and you might not finish until 7 a.m. Could be 4 a.m. Then you go home and you eat, you watch a little TV, hang out just for a minute, feel like a person. And then you go to bed, and, you wake up at the crack of noon or 2 p.m. or maybe even 4, depending on what time you have to go to. So everything was all backwards for me. But I mean, to me, it's like, as long as you're getting it done, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
There just has to be some sort of consistency.
Right. And your schedule has to match it. So your schedule and my schedule would definitely not be work for you.
No.
Yeah. Because you're out more in the evenings working. Like that's your work schedule.
Right.
My work schedule is typically more throughout the day, and it ends around 6 o'clock, maybe the latest. Depends if I have a showing, maybe 7. So anytime after that, if I'm out and about, that's on me. That's because I decided to go and
be a person, have some fun. Well, no, and I think that's good too. I mean, having that balance as well,
Yeah.
like just being able to go and have a nice dinner,
Yeah.
or, give yourself the chance to go see a movie or go to an art exhibit. Of course, that'd be in the day usually, but, just give yourself the gift of perspective and seeing
Yes.
something or experiencing something. I think that's also very beneficial, for kind of getting us out of our mundane heads,
Yes.
all the time. And I think that that's something like that people aren't really in touch with these days. They're everything is very fast, and everything is
Yes. It's chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, people don't have an attention span either.
No.
You know, even music, like if you listen to like old 70s, like classic rock, like these songs would take you on a journey. Like there was like a
Yes.
process to them.
Right.
And there'd be sections, and it wasn't 3 minutes, the same thing over and over,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Can't stand that.
overproduced. Like this was like, you know, you hear like Led Zeppelin, you hear Pink Floyd, you hear
Yes.
even the Doors, Fleetwood Mac, Heart. Like some of these songs, and sometimes you'd be like, "That's kind of weird. Like that's a weird transition. It just kind of went off somewhere on it."
Right. I
you
have
know?
a really I got like it does not go with what we're talking about, but
Who
I've got to tell you,
cares?
you said Fleetwood Mac.
Yes,
I got
love
to
her.
hold her tambourine yesterday.
dude.
I got to
Who are
play
you?
and hold her
Where
tambourine
were
yesterday. It was so
you?
awesome.
Where were you?
So I was at Session Works, which is like a really awesome recording studio. Jeff, he owns it. He's awesome.
Where
Him and
is
his
that?
son. It's in Fort Worth,
Okay.
and it's like downtown Fort Worth.
I just got the chills.
I know that crazy. I was like,
So-
this was what? And like,
So how did they have? Was it like on the wall or something, or how did they have
he
it?
had worked with her, I guess, at some point, and she had left her tambourine, never got it. So he inquired her tambourine and has had it since.
Oh my gosh,
It's so
that's really
cool.
cool. She's such a cool lady.
She is.
Oh man, she's a magical creature.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
Oh, here, touch my hand.
Yeah, I got you.
I got Fleetwood. I got Fleetwood Mac's juju.
Yes, you do.
I
I know. It's like
love
this
it.
touched her butt. Hey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That
So-
reminds me of this dance I had to do once where we had to dance and play the tambourine. It was so hard. I mean, I think I'm coordinated in general, but that was like, I was like trying to dance and like trying to play. It was very difficult.
It is. Yeah. It's definitely, it's working. You know, it's like doing what is that thing
Patting,
that exercise?
rubbing your stomach and patting your head.
Yes. Like in learning how to do that, you know, that's how you're able to get your mind available and ready to do it. Yeah. How you
Yeah.
doing? This one is a little bit more challenging on this side.
Yeah, you're kind of like circular tapping your head. But
Right.
yeah. Oh, wait,
I
no,
got-
you just started.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody at home, try it. Don't try this.
Try this.
Yeah.
Try this.
Yeah.
It's actually very relaxing too, because you know it can be a little frustrating at first if you don't get it, but just keep going and keep practicing it. It's actually a really good mind, working your mind. You need to work your mind. Your mind needs to have some kind of educational something going on frequently.
To keep it activated.
Yep, and to help with your memorization too.
Yeah.
I've
that
learned.
way, when we get old, we'll remember why we walked into a room.
Right, exactly.
You ever do that? You're like walking down the hall going
all the
somebody, you're like,
time.
why am I on this side of the house?
Started play too while tattooing me. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's right. That's right. So Tiffany was getting her first tattoo wait, was it Saturday? It was Saturday, I believe. Yeah, it was Saturday. She was getting her first tattoo, and I got to experience it. It was live on Joco Community Radio for a little bit. I think Stacy did the second half because I was over at my sister-in-law's for a little bit while she was finishing it up.
Mhm.
And Stacy did so much better than I did. I was just like too in awe of, oh my gosh, how's this gonna go?
What was it, Tiffany? What's your tattoo?
It's so I think it's a heartbeat kind of a line.
Oh yeah.
With a heart with musical notes.
Oh,
Or it's music. It's music related. I'll show you. I have
Okay.
I have a picture on my phone. I'll show
that's
you.
cool.
It is. It's really cute. And but yeah, he was playing Fleetwood Mac.
Hell yeah.
He was playing to calm her down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the classic rock though, it's like most of it really does take you on a journey.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like we're missing that, like that experience now,
Right.
you know?
Which is crazy because so I've got a couple of bands that I follow, and one of them is Lance Battalion, and they're bringing some classic rock back into it. G Cliff and Treble Cliff make
Treble.
the hearts.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Is that supposed to be treble?
Yeah. Trouble.
Girl, if you're gonna put it on here, we need to know what you're saying. Stop doing the text to talk. I think that's what her and I are so bad about doing text talk, and you cannot understand anything. And we don't read it first because we're either driving or we're doing something where we can't read it first before we send it. And it's terrible. We never can understand each other.
That's awesome.
It is.
Well, please don't do that to other people.
Right, yeah.
Do it to each other.
My ringtone is "Don't Think About Tomorrow." Okay. I don't have my what? Your readers? Okay, I'm thinking
It
that's
looked
supposed
like
to be
peevers.
You're saying peepers again. Peepers? Is that supposed to be readers?
Guys,
You're killing me.
the poor people that are listening to this show.
I know, they're like, what is going on?
We apologize.
Right.
We digress.
Right. No, it's cool. So Tiffany is chiming in on here, and you can always also chime in on here. You can always ask us any questions or put anything on here as well.
Oh, it's a brand.
It's a brand. Okay.
Oh,
So her peepers are her readers. That's cute. I like that. That's hilarious.
it's funny because like knock on wood. I don't wear glasses right now,
Right.
but
Joko live radio caller.
I do. I think this is Tiffany. We're going to find out. Oh, hello. Welcome to Positivity Toolbox.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tiffany. We've got about
Yeah.
a minute and 34 seconds.
Why didn't you call
Okay,
us sooner?
Yeah.
Just really quick. So
Okay.
peepers, I put it again because so I could spell it correctly. I
Right.
don't have my readers on, and I was trying to type it, and I can't see what I'm typing without my readers. And my ringtone, you missed a whole word when you read it. It's "Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow," which is Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
It's a good song. I love that you have that as your
It
ringtone.
is, but I mean, the
need to
words
fix
in
my
itself
ringtone.
are all. It's all positive. It's you can't live in the past. You can't live in yesterday. You got to
No.
keep moving forward.
Right.
So
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
that's all I wanted to share and say good morning.
Oh, well, good morning.
Good
All right,
morning.
I'll see you later.
All right. See you later. Bye, girl.
Bye.
Bye.
Aw,
She's so cute. I love when she calls in and talks to us.
absolutely.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time left. I want to say, Vanessa, thank you so much for talking to me about, working on keeping your goals, staying fit, doing the things that you say you're going to do. I think basically is what we were trying to hit on today.
Mm.
And then learning how to be aware of your surroundings and taking care of yourself in understanding self-defense and learning how to take care of yourself outside of, just being in your own comfort of your home and safe zone, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me on. It's always
you.
a fun time. And we like sometimes we don't even plan it. We just talk and
We
have
just talk.
fun.
Yeah, we do. I
Thank
love
you to
it.
everyone who listened
Yes.
in.
And you guys, thank you for listening. This is Lady Diana signing off. Keep your day positive. Talk to you soon.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joko Community Radio.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing